Hi, I'm Wendell G. back here with you with some more spring training preview of the 2043 Worldtopia Baseball League. After Soul Glow, I went looking for the Sao Paulo Saints, and they're gone. Where'd they go? Baton Rouge, right here. They're in Louisiana. The big red flying crawdads. So let's take a look at these guys. I liked looking at the history last time around. So let's look at a little bit of a team history. Payroll was in the tank this year. I guess the first thing I look for is money. Looks like they were on a steady climb up to $145 million payroll with a nice healthy balance. Then they went into the red in the 2041 season. Looks like they're paying a little bit of austerity penance here this past year, 2042. So payroll is down. Tennis is still strong. Fans like this team. You can see in 2038, first in the division. And they were competitive 3 years in a row with 90 plus, 89 wins, 96, 89, 92 wins. And then in 2041, something happened. I don't know what. After 4 years of making the playoffs, they had a big reversal and basically went from 3.5 games behind first place to 24 games behind in sixth place. So they really tanked in 2041 and continued to tank basically in 2042. So positionally, it looks like the lineup has been stable. Well, I started to say it looks like it's been stable the last 2 years, but obviously they haven't started in 2043. But there are a few changes between 2041 and 2042. But it looks like not a whole heck of a lot of churn, just a few player changes. What about the pitching rotation? 2041, 2042, pretty stable in the rotation as well. In fact, Miranda, McDermott, yeah, same rotation in 2041 and 2042. Very similar top three in the bullpen. 20 saves for Sa last year, 32 for Jalil the year before. Okay, let's head over and look at the team. I'm going to make a little bit of a change here. I'm going to use my scout, which is probably giving away a little bit of a competitive advantage, but it's my scout is very close to the OTP Scouting Association reports, and I figure like it'd help the new guys probably a little bit more to see what my scout has to say about their guys. So Real's not a new guy, but we're glad to have him back. He's newly back, and we're glad. So in the pitching rotation, let's have a look. He's got a ton of guys, man. Sao Paulo brought in a lot of call-ups. Looks like number one in the rotation was Kellogg Cornflake Higgum. He's a 27-year-old Northpaw. He is in the last year of his contract. He needs to be re-upped real. If you want to keep this guy or just trade him over to me, I'll be happy to take him today only. I'll be happy to take him. Make you a good deal for him. Good record for a losing squad last year, 12-9, 4.60 ERA, 1.54 WHIP. His doesn't get a whole lot of strikeouts. Base on balls per 9 innings, not bad, decent. 2.5 per 9 innings. Home runs per 9 innings, 1 home run per 9 innings. Not bad. BABIP, pretty lousy, 337. But still yet, despite a sub 100 ERA plus, he had a 3.1 more. This guy's a winner, and he'd be really good in my rotation reel. Let's talk about it. Danny McDermott, he's listed as a reliever. However, he's got the stamina and the pitches to go the distance, and in fact, he's been used in the distance. He's also an Ironman, $4.1 million contract in the last year of the contract. So he's going to be looking for big bank. 34 years old. 34-year-old guy. 34-year-old guys really aren't highly valued in our league. Everybody fears the drop-off. But I think, a team could survive and thrive and win for a long time with a bunch of 34-year-olds in the rotation. So, if you can afford the contracts, why not, right? So let's look at this guy's numbers. Behind the numbers, WHIP 1.37. 32 starts the past 2 years. Looks like he came over in a trade from Vegas after the 2040 season. Settled in nicely at Sao Paulo. Numbers improved across the board at Sao Paulo this past year. 2.6 WAR. Good looking guy. 1.6 home runs per 9. Not bad. That kind of indicates his movement may be a little bit better than 50. Well, I always say agrees. His movement's 50. You see, everything agrees here between my scout and OSA. It's probably because I don't have a whole big scouting budget, and probably old Morrow is just picking up the OSA scouting report. He's just highlighting some changes, kind of pencil marking some changes, and he hands them. He says, "Wendell, here's my scouting report." I'm like, "Dude, thanks, man. It's great. How do you come up with this stuff? You're brilliant." He's like, "I have no problem." Look how many pitches this guy has. 6 pitches. I like a 6-pitch pitcher. Stamina's good. Look at that velocity, 98 to 100. 34-year-old guy bringing it, man. I like this guy. Probably a lot of us would be kind of scared about his movement rating, but he's only going to give up 1.5 home runs per 9 innings, and he's smart enough. He's a leader, positive influence in the clubhouse. He's smart enough to know when to give up that home run, right? Solo home run's a lot less damaging than a grand salami. Takatomi Naito, 29-year-old, making the major league minimum. He just got a call up. Look at that. No years, 79 days of major league service. Does that make sense? See a AAA guy, 4A guy? I'm guessing with that control, he's down on the AAA squad. 95 miles an hour. Yeah, he's making his living part-time down at AAA as a reliever. Didn't really cut it too well in his brief appearance in the majors last year. So real, send that guy back down. You might even want to cut him. He's making the minimum. That control at 29 years old, unlikely that control rating is going to get better. I seem to remember you shopping an old cowboy in your rotation who had a pretty dismal control rating, and he did pretty well though. Old rodeo guy. I can't remember his name. You remember him? Clancy Peterson. He's also a reliever, AAA reliever. Got the call up to get a look at him. Got a great movement. Whip, not so great. You don't want to see a 12.00 whip. Get rid of him. Dung Sa. Did he get any starts? He got a few starts. Came over in a trade from Berlin. Looks like Sao Paulo got jobbed on that deal. Well done, Berlin. This is not the kind of pitcher Sao Paulo was looking for at the time, especially one making $7.6 million, 30 years old, and signed to an $8 million contract next year. Yeah, I'd start him. 55. He's got 3 good pitches. Yeah, no reason he shouldn't be starting. If you need a starter, no reason that guy shouldn't be starting. Volkert Vanderloo, 29 years old, $8.5 million contract. He's in the last year of it. Arbitration estimate 9.9. Get this guy re-signed immediately. Sign him, offer him $9 million, 3 years. He'll take it. I guarantee. It's a good-looking pitcher here, but he's a fly ball pitcher, so watch out for that. 11-10 record last year, 32 starts. He's a durable pitcher. You can tell. Looking at this, 36 starts, 33, 33, 32. Good guy to have on the staff. His whip is creeping up a little bit. 1.18, 1.22, 1.27. I don't know. That's not really enough to be a big concern. Earned runs are creeping up. Home runs jumped up last year, 2041 rather. Kind of stabilized there. 36 in 2041, 32 and 42. 300 BABIP, 3.5 WAR despite a sub 100 plus ERA. Sub ERA plus of 100. I'll say it right. I'll say it. Or I won't. I probably won't actually. Sahir bin Jamal started one game in 2042. He came over in Kabul from a trade in 2041. Who is TEH? Is that a Tehran? Kabul? No idea, man. Who is TEH? TEH. Is that a defunct team? Team change. Team name change. Tehran to Kabul? Anyway, he was a starter in Kabul. 31 starts. 1.56 whip. 1.50 is usually considered the cutoff to between decent pitching and lousy pitching. Walks and hits per inning pitched. You don't want two guys on base every inning. If you walk a guy and a guy picks up a hit, the runs stack up in a hurry. So 1.50 is sort of the informal cutoff, and this guy flirts with that line throughout his career, it looks like. How's his ERA done? I'm kind of interested in his FIP, but game log, splits, nothing so far this year. Okay, don't worry about it. He does have a positive WAR despite his low ERA plus of 78 and his very high BABIP ratings. He's a ground ball pitcher all the way. $2 million, $2.6 million. He's a marginal, borderline fourth, fifth guy here in the rotation. He's got maybe a sixth guy in the rotation. Trucker Budwani. He is 26 years old, making $2.4 million. He is in his arbitration year. He's asking for 2.8. Don't waste any time, real. Get this guy on ARB. Control looks fantastic, and a guy with excellent control like that can pitch all day. If he's on a good roll, he can stay out there all day long. He's got great defense too as a pitcher. Greg Maddux like defense, so I wouldn't hesitate to sign this guy back up. Put him in the starting rotation and see how he does. 1.57 whip, not so great this year. 1.08 whip last year on the same amount of innings pitched. So, wonder if this guy took an injury or something, but his movement looks like it got a little bit better this past year. Yeah, strikeouts per 9 dropped a lot. Did he get hurt? Trucker. Did you hurt that old arm this year, Trucker? Doesn't look like it. Oh, sore elbow for 5 days? That's not enough, surely. Don't call me Shirley. Yeah, definitely well worth signing. Extending. Buying out his ARB. Sozen Kobayashi. God dang, there's a lot of pitchers on this staff. Great stuff. Good movement. Projected as a starter with that 70 stamina. He's got the pitches to be a starter. Has he actually started? He did. He started 28 games in AAA. What's your AAA? What's your AAA affiliate? Baton Rouge. It's now New Orleans, then Lafayette, the Yellow Kings, and then Shreveport. New Orleans first 48. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we got the call up to Sao Paulo. Looks like he flirted with Sao Paulo a few years ago. He's 24 years old. This guy should be in the rotation, I think. I mean, if he doesn't work out in the rotation, certainly he's 99 to 101 miles an hour. He's definitely a closer type material. You don't like to see that. I mean, you don't like to see a closer with anything that's not, brilliant. But sometimes you got to make do with what you got to make do with. Fantastic fastball and curve. Does OSA agree? OSA thinks his movement's about average. 1.3, maybe at 2.5 home runs per 9, it has dropped to average. It might have been better. Old Morrow is a little bit late on that. Eddie Maxwell, AAA material right here. Although limited appearances in Sao Paulo, he did a decent whip at 1.27, not bad. Palacios, good land. How many more of these things you got, man? Lefty, one out kind of a guy, or a lefty long reliever, matchup kind of a guy. Making $8.8 million, I'd move him. 34. You might have to, yeah. Good luck moving him. Just ride out his contract. Don't renew it. Juan Sanchez. Another good-looking pitcher here. 1.38 whip, ground ball, high velocity. Only rated 1.5 stars. Making a minimum. Age 31. Making a minimum. Age 31. He just got he's not been up very long. Not even to the ARB eligible yet. All right, we'll keep him while he's cheap. Excuse me. I'm not here to offer. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. I'm talking to myself, really, what I would do with these guys. Ben Alim, age 26, making the minimum. He's only been up for a year. Starting to see a pattern with these Sao Paulo pitchers. Many of them are fresh up from AAA here, and getting a look in the big show. 2.12 whip. Son, you're not going to stick around in the big leagues for long with a whip like that. 348 BABIP. Maybe he just needs a little bit more time. Got a great stuff rating. Don't know what I would do with a guy like that, but he's definitely useful. Headhunter Bouquet. That's kind of an odd mix of metaphor, but okay. 1.38 whip. 292 BABIP. His defense works well with him. He's a lefty. Despite his poor defense, his defense gobbles up those ground balls. 94 miles an hour. Back to Hickam. He's from Ireland. I probably can't pronounce that without spitting into the microphone. All right, Baton Rouge. What about your lineups? Man, this is going 16 minutes already just looking at their pitching. Players. Let's take a look at this. How about batters? How about batting ratings for batters? And I think we immediately see Baton Rouge's weakness here. They need some bats. Tofu Z. Pofu. Good looking defensive middle infielder, 28 years old, but making $15 million. He's hitting the daylights out of the ball. 323, 4.8 WAR. About a dozen home runs each of the past 4 or 5 years. Started a minimum of 140 games the past 5 years. Mr. Solid, reliable. Switch hitter. Fantastic. This is Gooksta speed right here. Fantastic stealing and base rank. Well, actually, Gooksta likes the 80 speed, but good on the base paths. This is a good second baseman. $15 million. He's in the last year of his contract. Anybody want a loaner at second base? Second and short. This guy's good. I like him. I like this guy. Solid, consistent, Mr. Reliable. All right, I got to go dive into fielding stats, career, because this is what I love right here. So at the two-bagger, range factor of 5.63 and a zone rating of 5.8 plus 5.8, only made 2 errors in 242 chances. This guy's a great second baseman, elite. Struggles a bit at shortstop, but he can play the position with a good range factor. His zone rating, he's not going to make as many plays as a everyday shortstop will make, though. And let's see. Might be worth this guy. Start him at shortstop in spring training, and he is 28, but maybe he can grow a little bit in the shortstop rating in spring. Oops. Going backwards. Jetsam, Flotsam and Jetsam. Jetsam Pena, age 33, making 22. Okay, I think we all know contract extension signed. We all, I think, know. Oh, word. No range, but a great arm, and the guy doesn't make mistakes. If he can get to the ball, he's going to make a great play on it. That's the problem, though, getting to the ball. They got him in left field. Wouldn't he be better in right? With that kind of range? I guess it depends on the ballpark. Still yet, fantastic batter. A lefty. Positive WAR. Looks like his WAR rating is dropping off, though. 5.0 in 2040, 3.1 in 2041, 1.1 in 2042. Dozen home runs per year. Solid. 65 to 75 RBI past 5 years. Good hitter. Good hitter. Taking a few more walks. Striking out a lot more now, though. Look at the last 2 years, his strikeouts have gone way up. So, still dwarfed by his amount of the hits he's getting, but looks like maybe his eye discipline and avoid Ks are, his avoid Ks is probably dropping a little bit. You're behind the game, Morrow. Behind the game. He thinks this guy plays better left field than OSA does. Well, I think we've seen enough to know that Real's challenge is going to be rebuilding his position players. He's got pitching to compete, but he needs to rebuild his field, infield and outfield, with a good young core. This guy might be a good place to start. He's listed at shortstop. Decent defense at shortstop. It may be a little bit subpar at short, and a good outfielder, and a good solid batter. What did he hit last year? 289 last year. Just got the call up, didn't he? He's only got 139 days on the major league roster. Guy's really happy. You know what? First good place to start building might be this guy. You move him from infield to outfield. Put him in either short or second base in spring training. Get him some reps. That might be the way to go. Might be the way to go there. I like this guy, Claude Blanc. He'd be I would love to have this guy on my team. Jury Bickham, age 28, right fielder and left fielder. He's a corner outfielder. Good power, good contact. $4.5 million contract in the last year of it. There we go again with that. His ARB estimate, $5 million. This guy needs to be bought out fast. Hit 309 last year. Came down in a trade from, no he didn't. He didn't come down in a trade. He was just signed in free agency. Of last year, sorry. AMD, Amsterdam let him go, and Sao Paulo picked him up right before spring training of last year. That was a solid pickup by the AI, and I think a solid deal, $4.5 million. And he performed well last year. He didn't get a ton of starts. Is he used for platoon or fifth outfielder kind of relief duty? Thomas Herrera, age 29, making $3.4 million. He is in the last year of his contract. Same song, fourth verse, right? 253 last year. His WAR went up, and his home run productivity almost doubled. This guy's on the roids. Good-looking power hitter here, typical power profile, and good right fielder. Great arm and outfield. He'll challenge runners at the plate. He hasn't had a whole lot of reps in center field. He's listed as a center fielder, but that'd probably be the place to run him in spring training and get that defensive rating up a little bit in center field. Center fielder is just a lot more valuable, than a corner outfielder. Jasper Lauder, what does he do? He's first base or DH. Hit 322 last year. Started at most of the games. 2042. Looks like he did some injury rehab down in AAA. One game? That makes no sense. Usually a rehab is 10 games. Before that, he was with Australia. Sao Paulo got him as a minor league free agent. That's a really good pickup by the AI. Really good. Look at that. When's the last time a minor league pickup hit 322 for you with a 2.8 WAR? Good going, AI. Paco Cap Miranda, another corner outfielder. Great arm, durable, good hitter. He hit 297 in very limited innings last year. Spent most of the year in AAA. Kind of divided his time in 2041 between AAA and the big league roster. Making the minimum. Cap Miranda. Maybe, some people might consider this guy a 4A kind of a guy, but he's a valuable addition to the club if you got the roster room. A fifth outfielder. Certainly hitting 297. He's better than that, and a lefty at that. So, yeah. Ramon Ortiz, first baseman, 31 years old, making $9.5 million with a 12.6 arbitration estimate. Can't play defense, purely a DH, right-handed DH. 6'2", 275. This is a big guy right here. Home run power profile. Probably his ratings are dropping. OSA. Looks like OSA is ahead of the game again. He's got the typical middle finger power profile. He hit 290 for the Saints last year. The Aints. 5.0 WAR. Man, that's a fantastic WAR. No wonder his arbitration estimate is so high. He's got 5 years of major service, and he's up for ARB. That doesn't make sense. All right. Third baseman, Espen Ottestad. Mediocre third baseman. They rate him decent, but he doesn't have much range at third. Pac-Man profile. He can make contact. Won't put it out of the park very often. 1.6 WAR. Not a guy you want to build around, but not exactly a liability for the team until you do rebuild. Genoso. Man, this is getting long. Sort of a power hitter profile with a cut off middle finger here. Got it caught in a bandsaw. So he hits well for contact. He does hit a few home runs. He had 10 this year. It's his highest average. He actually started almost all the games this year. It's his most productive season yet with a 2.4 WAR. Good center fielder. Good corner outfielder. Geno So. Keeper for sure. He's still on the major league minimum. Nice. Okay, Zorlu. Okay, what a great name. Okay. Looks like a great defensive shortstop, late innings kind of a guy, 24 years old, still growing into his ratings. Maybe he's not going to be a late innings guy. Maybe he'll be a all-day kind of a guy, hitting 222, but a 300 OBP. Positive WAR despite a low OPS plus. He was a late season call-up from AAA, I'm guessing. Dan Jennings, first baseman. Another crappily defense third baseman, but who needs defense at first base, right? Who needs defense at first base? A little bit of a power hitter. Didn't do so well in the bigs, either of his two call-ups. Probably will reside in AAA most of the year. If he has any more, yeah, he's got plenty of minor league time left. Carlos Lopez, really good middle infielder. Second base, shortstop, first base. He plays all those positions. Surprised he didn't have a third base rating, but his infield arm is a little bit low for third base. Looks like an on-base kind of a guy. Late inning defensive replacement. Butcher Spitzbard, catcher. Butcher Spitzbard. He's 22. Just got the call-up, I'm presuming. Yes, just got the call. Actually, what? He appeared in one game in 2041. Why? One game, no hits, no at-bats. What did he do, walk across the chalk line once? Appeared in only 4 games, started 4 games this year, and those were the only ones he appeared in the bigs. Hit 357 in those 4 games. It's a pretty damn good, auspicious start. Great catcher ability. This guy's your catcher of the future right here. Play him a lot. Butcher, the Butcher. Trent, 4A outfielder, not much to say. Hit 333 though in a few opportunities. Pancho Vargas, third baseman. Got a cannon of an arm across the infield. Hit 223 this past year. Been up and down AAA. Probably a 4A kind of a guy. How old is he? 25. Vince Wilson, third baseman, 4A kind of a guy. He did hit 244 with the 300 OBP though this past year, and he had a little bit better. He's actually been playing in the bigs the past 3 years. Okay. And not a terrible performance. He's got a 1.2 to 1.5 WAR those years, so durable. $3 million. $3 million in his last. He's going to be ARB eligible this year. Sung-Koo Kang, catcher. Yep, doesn't have a very good contact rating, and so far he hasn't done anything to belie the fact, although he's hitting the crap out of AAA pitchers. a righty, age 35. And there we are. Is there anything else? Let's see, man. I know this is going long. I'm at 30 minutes here. I've gone long with this guy. Like I said, I think Sao Paulo, Baton Rouge has a decent enough rotation and bullpen. I think they need to trade some of the bullpen talent, maybe even some of the pitching talent, to stock the lineup. That's certainly what I would do if I was getting rolling with this. All right, well, that's it from Baton Rouge, where they're building the stadium. I apologize if you're hearing the construction equipment behind me, but they're building the stadium and breaking the ground as we speak. So next up on our list, who's it going to be? Not sure. I'd like to jump up and hit Buenos Aires pretty quick. Istanbul has shown some interest. Yeah. Australia, I'd like to check them out. Don't know anything about them, or Berlin, or Buffalo for that matter, or Dublin. Dublin's a great mystery to me. Know just a little bit about some of these clubs because I've been working the trading hotline a little bit. Seoul, Australia, Vegas. We'll see. Maybe we bypass Vegas for now and we head up to Buenos Aires and see what they got to offer. All right, guys. Well, let me know if you like these things. Maybe give me a like on the YouTubes. I don't make any money off my videos. Nothing is monetized. Do it just for fun. But it's really it's nice to see a like here and there. So I appreciate that. All right, guys. That's all I got for Baton Rouge. Good luck with them, Real. Glad to have you back, man.